Hi there, it's Jennifer, and I am here for the final video in a series about the home management binder that I have been using lately. I started with this at the beginning of this series, and if you haven't seen any of the videos in this series, I will link all of the previous videos in the space below. Started with this whole thing quite a while ago, several months ago, and I was just feeling like I wasn't staying on top of things. I'm usually a really good organizer of my time, and I just was sort of letting life go by and not getting things done. I kind of would get to the end of the day and think, what in the heck did I do today? So I just wanted to get things organized and be more productive. And yeah, so I put together this system that I hope you'll take a look at. It starts by organizing your day, then goes toward organizing an overview of your week, getting little tasks around the house and projects finished, and then I go into some other areas like blog planning, or if you're a student, like planning your time for studying and things like that. And then also I have a section on keeping a budget. And was it the last thing I talked about? No, I have a section on planning for gardening if you're a gardener and you want to kind of plan the tasks for that. And then I had a vacation planning or camping section in this. This last section, I just call it financial. This is not the budget section. That's earlier in this book. This section of my binder is really for my husband. Now, I do the finances for our household. I mean, he participates in making decisions about like where we want to put our money, what things we want to budget for. He's really good about staying within the budgets we have. We talk about finances a lot so that we can make those decisions together. But when it comes to keeping the books and paying the bills, I do that. So several years ago, and this has actually been going on for many years, especially since I've been working for this university, and I travel a few times a year for business. And so whenever I get ready to go on a trip, on a plane, my husband would say, what's the password to the checking account? Or where do I find, and I think, every time he would ask me that, I had these visions that I'm gonna die in a plane crash. And so I actually avoided doing it because I thought if I ever got this stuff in order for him, that then I would probably die in a plane crash. But finally I figured, it's a responsible thing to do if I give him some information about the accounts we have and the credit cards and what they currently pay for and why we use certain credit cards because they earn points for different things and all that kind of stuff. I figured it would be nice if I put this stuff together so he knows where it is. So God forbid if something were to happen to me, that in his grief, I'm hoping, I'm guessing he would be sad if something happened to me, but he wouldn't have to dig through all of that, call banks, prove he was my husband, all this kind of stuff, and get a hold of passwords and things that he would need to continue on with if in the event that I was no longer around. So this is something that if you're the person who keeps the finances in the family, it would be a nice thing for you to do for your spouse or a responsible member of your family so that they know where they could access this. Or if your spouse or someone else in your family takes care of this stuff for you, it would be nice if you had them do something like this for you so that you wouldn't be at a complete loss for how to handle your finances if for some reason something got all put on you. All right, so I came up with several pages. This is just different pages that I typed up. The first one that I put in here is about paying bills. So I want to let my husband know how things are paid. So I said that some of the bills are paid automatically through credit cards. I tell him about which bills are paid automatically out of our bank account and which ones I set up manually every month. And then I also have a section here where I say I rarely pay anything with checks with the exception of, and I list the things that get paid for with checks, very few things. The next one is a list of our accounts and what they're for. So I tell them about where our checking account and our savings account is. We also have a credit union account and what I have in, what's in that one. And then also information about our mortgage company. So then this page, the second, the last page really in this book is a section on credit cards, and we do have several credit cards, but like I mentioned before, we always only use one at a time, and the reason we do that is it's easier to get into more debt if you're spreading your debt around on different cards. So then you can look and you say, well, this card only has $150 on it. And well, this one, this has $1,500 and this doesn't. And then next thing you know, you realize you have $25,000 in debt, but you've got it spread around everywhere. So we have several cards, but we don't use them all at the same time. So what I have done in this sheet here is I've listed the credit cards and I tell why we use them. And that's because we don't use any card unless it gives us something back. So one of our cards earns points towards vacations. Another one earns points towards going to Disneyland. Another one, we can use points to get gift cards. Discover gives you money back on that kind of stuff. So different ones give us different bonuses, and so I tell him about those in here. And then also in this last section, I let him know where I have stored our passwords that go with certain accounts. I'm not keeping it in the same book because if someone gets a hold of all of this stuff and the passwords are here too, that would not be good. So I have listed in here where he can find all the stuff that tells each bank and what the username and password is, all different kinds of things that, even if it's just accessing our utility company's account or something. So, or AT&T if he wants to go on there to see if he's eligible to upgrade his phone. So then he can find that. But so in here, it tells him where he can find that information. And then also I have a place where my birth certificate is so that if he forgets, I don't think he has my did I say birth certificate? I mean, social security card, where that is, because I'm sure he does not have my social security number memorized, even though I have his memorized. But anyway, so he can find that stuff. I just feel like that's a gift that I can give him if something were to happen to me. That is one less thing he has to worry about if, he finds that he loses his wife. And I thought about doing it for a long time. I hadn't done it, quite frankly, because I felt like there was going to be some sort of thing that if I actually did it, that then I was going to die. And but once it was finished, I have gone on a few trips and I haven't died. So, once it was finished, I felt really good about having that for him. I have shown him where I keep this. I've shown him where which notebook it is and where the notebook is kept. Whether or not he'll remember where the notebook is, if anything happens to me, is a whole nother situation. But hopefully he will remember that. So yeah, if you have not done this for your family, or if you would be left clueless if something happened to the person in your family who handles the finances, I would really encourage you to get that section done. You don't necessarily have to keep it in a notebook like this. You could keep it in a file cabinet, a locked file cabinet, whatever, but I would encourage you to do that, because that kind of stuff shouldn't just be in one person's mind, because other people need to access that kind of stuff, if something were to happen to that person. That is the end of this series on my home management binder. Once again, I have been using this budget for this system, the budget is in here, but this system for several months now. I was really feeling quite frazzled for a little while, not being able to really stay on top of things, and this has made all the difference for me. Do not think that you have to do exactly what I'm doing. No system works well for everyone. The printables that I'm providing over on my blog at BusyBeingJen.com, and there will be a coordinating blog post for this video today, so be sure to go check that out. I'll link the post below. But the printables that I put on the previous videos, blog posts, may not work for you, but I would just encourage you to get out there on Google, on Pinterest, and start Googling life management, home management, printables, and see what comes up and see what works best for you. So if you have any little tips or tricks that you've not already mentioned to us before, go ahead and comment in the space below. I'd love to hear about that. And if you are not currently subscribed to my channel, I'd so love it if you would. just hit that button right there and YouTube will let you know when I upload new videos, which is several times a week. I do videos about organizational projects, beauty product reviews, and life management, vacation planning, all that stuff. So I hope you will join me on Busy Being Jen. Take care, you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.